Welcome everyone to this writing part 2, responding to surveys analysis. Now, I'm just here in the CELPIP library in the writing part 2 section. And today we will be doing one of our recent samples, reading program. Now, everyone, I just want to let you know that I am using subtitles, okay? And I will be using these so you can follow along better, okay? If you need to check something, you can pause and you can read what it says. So I'm just going to be speaking a little bit slowly and clearly, and then you can follow along with the subtitles, okay? So let's get started. This is a CLB 5-6 sample, okay? We do have a CLB 7-9 sample right at the bottom, okay? So if you need that level, then please watch that video or look at that sample. Okay, let's get to the question. For the reading survey, we have 26 minutes. Let's read the question slowly and clearly and try to understand it. You would like to improve your students' critical thinking skills through reading. So you want to improve, make better the students' critical thinking skills. That is, they want to think more deeply, think stronger. Okay. And you think reading is the right way. Okay. There are several reading options, but the main one is whether to use digital devices or traditional textbooks. Mhm. So there are many reading options, right? The main question is if, what is better? Using digital devices or traditional textbooks? Good question. So you are surveying parents about what they would prefer for their children. So what is better for the children? And you're asking the parents. Probably you're a teacher here, maybe. Okay. Very good. So our options again are option A, reading on digital devices, smartphones, tablet, or laptop. Or option B, reading traditional books, paperback or hardcover books. Very good question. Well, I think we can write about both, but we only have to write about one. Now, just to review the main objectives for CLB 5-6, what are the main objectives? Well, the first one is you need to answer the question clearly. And sometimes level 5, you can write the same ideas that are here, but you need to make sure that you write about the topic clearly. What is better for improving the students' critical thinking skills? What do you need to answer that? I think this option A is better or option B. Okay? So you need to answer the question clearly. Then just we need some structure. That's what we're going to focus on using email or survey structure. You can write this in a non-email. I prefer to write it like an email, like you're responding to a survey, like I'm responding to the teacher. I think that's better. Okay. So we're going to focus on the structure and connecting ideas and then providing some basic ideas vocabulary. We don't need perfection, It's only CLB 5-6, so any ideas? And we can get ideas from the question, okay? Definitely, we need to use basic grammar. We need to show good, simple, basic grammar with not many simple grammar errors or spelling or expression errors. And in general, present, past, and future, very important. Also, punctuation, okay? Now, CLB 6, we make some errors, CLB 5 more, and CLB 4 many errors, okay? So these are our main objectives, everyone. That's what we're going to focus on. Now, about our survey structure, I'm just going to be following the survey structure from our tips and strategies video. If you need that tips and strategies video, then I suggest you watch it. It's on the main page of our library over here, the tips and strategy video. And I will leave a link in the description box to that video. Okay. So I'm following the structure from there. Email tone is usually semi-formal. And here's my survey structure. Okay, this is what I'm going to be following. At least 4 paragraphs. Each paragraph will answer some questions. And here's my good connectors. Okay, so let's get to writing. So you see here, I've already built the survey structure that I'm going to be using. Okay, let's start with the greeting. Who you're writing. Dear teacher, to start, I'm so grateful to be part of this reading survey for your students. Exactly. Remember, I said clearly to the teacher, I'm so grateful to be part of this reading survey. Okay. Now, everyone, here I have blue because that's my structure. And I'm just filling in the ideas for this one. Okay. Now, which option I'm choosing? Option A or B? Very difficult. They are both good. Okay. But I'm going to go with, in my opinion, option B, reading on digital devices, would be much more beneficial for students. I should say actually here, it would be better if I said for developing critical thinking skills. That could be better, developing critical thinking skills. Put here, students' critical thinking skills. Now, that one here is a little bit better, but I will say that that one is more 7. Okay, this is a good, very good sentence. Okay, because we have here improve your students' critical thinking skills. I do think that this sentence here is stronger. Now, level 5-6, we don't need that. I'll keep it there. And actually, if you look at the CLB 7-9 video, that's what it will say. So just to give you an idea, but just 5-6, we don't need that really. And just what we have here for students is good enough. Okay? We'll look at it more clearly in the end. So again, our greeting, who we're writing, and the option we choose, option B. Now let's move to the first reason and our first idea. Why option B? Why is option B better? So, first and most importantly, I believe this option would be more convenient. So this is our idea. It's more convenient. Convenient. It's better to use or to do. Convenient. Now, why? We're connecting directly. Why? Because nowadays, students always use digital devices. That's true. That's true. They use a lot of digital devices, smartphones, tablets, laptops. Okay. So you see here, that's the idea. Very good idea. Now we need to give an example. And that's what I think we need to do next. For example, most children spend much time on digital devices, such as smartphones. Okay, most children or lots of children spend a lot of time or much time. Very good example. So we gave our idea and then we gave our example. Very good. And now just looking at the grammar, it's in red, simple present, use and spend. Now we need to explain. We gave our idea, we gave our example, now we need to explain. Therefore, it will be easy for them to read on smartphones and tablets. Very good, very good. Therefore, it will be easy for them to read. Therefore, so, more convenient. They always use digital devices, for example, and therefore. That's what we need to do to explain our ideas. Very good example. Very good reason. Now let's get to the second reason. Another important reason is that children can read more. Children can read more. Well, that's the idea. Children can read more, maybe on digital devices. Let's see what it says. For example, they have smartphones, but not many books. So it says that the children have the smartphone, but they don't have many books. That's true. Maybe at the library they do. So children can read more because they have smartphones, but they don't have books. Okay. So what does that mean? Explain. Consequently, they can read more because they have digital devices. So children will read more because they have digital devices. I think we need to say here actually better clear they can read more because they have more books on digital devices. I think that's the better idea here, or what we're trying to say. So, and it's easier to have them. Okay, so everyone, very good. We gave the idea, another idea, we gave an example, and we explained. Now, consequently, everyone, these words, I'm just following from the structure. Consequently, as a result, therefore. So these words I'm just getting from the guide, okay? So then, what's next? Closing. Overall, I strongly support the idea of reading on digital devices because it is easier and children can read more. That's true. That's what we said in this response. They can read more, it's easier, and they can read more. So again, we connected. So I support the idea of reading on digital devices. That was option B. It's easier and children can read more. Mhm. Okay, now your signature. Thank you for your attention, and I hope my opinion will be of value to you. Sincerely, first and last. First and last name. And I think we added some words here, can read more because they have more reading, more books on digital devices. So we added 3 more words over here. Okay, so everyone, now I just want to review. Now, firstly, it's 150 words. If you can write exactly this one, you can get 6 or even 7. Okay, why? Well, very important, of course, is we have perfect structure. You see how we've connected so well? Level 5 or even 6, they can't do that, okay? So if you have perfect structure, then you'll have a very good start. Perfect structure with really good words. All the blue, again, is structure. Good connectors. Secondly, we answered the question clearly, right? Which option do you choose for reading? Reading on digital devices. We answered clearly. We gave some clear ideas. Everything is expressed clearly. They can read more. They have more books options. Okay, so perfect structure, very clear. And then we used really good expression. Of course, we didn't make any grammar mistakes. If you don't make any grammar mistakes, none, usually that's 7. Well, let me be clear. Our ideas here are very basic and simple. That is for sure 5, 6. Very simple ideas. Some vocabulary words here are stronger, like consequently, for example. That's very strong, but that's structure. And also, therefore, but that's structure. Okay? So, very important is that we don't make simple grammar mistakes. Like use, uses. We used also some good forms, future, simple modal, can. Okay? So whenever you don't make simple grammar errors, and good punctuation too, everyone, good punctuation, consequently, comma, because it is easier, comma, and very good punctuation, no grammar errors, clear ideas, basic ideas, very good structure, 150 words. So that's why, again, if you write this one exactly, even 7, okay? Even 7. For sure 6, okay? So keep that in mind, okay? Again, our topic was the reading survey. What is better for improving the students' critical thinking skills? Okay, option A, reading on digital devices, or option B? Dear teacher, to start, I'm so grateful to be part of this reading survey for your students. In my opinion, option B, reading on digital devices, would be much more beneficial for students. Everyone, I just want to remind you as we read that all the blue is structure and the red is grammar forms. So even this would be much more beneficial. That's structure. You can always use that one. Then we got to the first reason. First and most importantly, I believe this option would be more convenient because nowadays students always use digital devices. For example, most children spend much time on digital devices such as smartphones. Therefore, it will be easy for them to read on smartphones and tablets. Very good. Now, the second reason. Another important reason is that children can read more. For example, they have smartphones but not many books. Consequently, they can read more because they have more books on digital devices. And then the closing. Overall, I strongly support the idea of reading on digital devices because it is easier and children can read more. Thank you for your attention, and I hope my opinion will be of value to you. Sincerely, First Last. So, everyone, to practice, you need to do what I just did. I read it from beginning to end, reading and understanding. Read and understand structure. How did we connect ideas? What sentence structure did we use here? Read and understand structure. Then read and understand expression. How did we express the examples? Most children span, we used such as here. Very good. And then, of course, we need to read and understand ideas. Okay? Then, afterwards, everyone, you should type. Type this answer. Read and type. So you read it and you type it. Read it and type it one time, two times, three times. The more you type, the more you will improve your knowledge. Lastly, I strongly recommend that you should try to write this example on your own. Write it in 26 minutes. Can you do it? Can you do that on your own without reading? If you can, then you are this level. Okay? The more that you read and type, the more you will improve until you can write and express ideas in this form. Also, when you read and understand everyone, we want to try to understand the structure because any survey you can answer like this. Any survey you can use can and will. So it's very important to read and understand how we can express ideas. Okay? For that, I'm going to be leaving a link in the description box to this sample question so you can read and understand. And also, we have sentence building exercises and vocabulary. Very good vocabulary building exercises there also. Okay? And then, everyone, don't forget, I'm also leaving a link to the CELPIP library where we have over 70 examples of writing surveys and examples. Cashless survey, wow, sounds very interesting. Cashless survey, music, vacation. So, everyone, I strongly recommend that you subscribe to the CELPIP library. Don't forget, practice makes perfect.